Hello and welcome to the Pearson Edexcel Mathematics Paper 2 Calculator Paper Foundation Tier for November 2022 exam walkthrough. Let's get straight into it. So, question 1. Write the following numbers in order of size. Start with the smallest number. So, we'll start with the biggest negative number, so that will be -7. Then the next biggest negative, -2. -1, 0, and 7. Question 2. Write 37% as a fraction. So when we're changing a percentage to a fraction, we just have to divide it by 100. So our fraction is just 37 out of 100. And 37 is prime, so we cannot simplify that any further. Question 3. Write down the seventh odd number. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13 will be the seventh odd number. And question 4, change 53 centimeters to millimeters. So 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters, so 53 centimeters will be 530 millimeters. Question 5. Here are 4 cards. There is a number on each card. Write down the smallest 4-digit even number that can be made using each card only once. So the smallest number, so we're going to need to use the smallest card at the front, because every number that starts with a 4, a 7, or a 6 will be bigger than the starting with a 3. So we're going to start with a 3. Then by the same argument, we're going to need to put the next smallest number next, and that'll be a 4. Now I would suggest we then put a 6 by the same argument of why we used the 4 and the 3, but we need to make an even number, so we're going to have to go 7 first and then 6. 3, 4, 7, 6. So question 6, here is a quadrilateral, ABCD. Measure the length of the side AB, give your answer in centimeters. So I'm doing this paper on an iPad, so my size of page is not going to be the same as the size of page you're going to get in the exam, but all you would need to do in the exam is get your ruler and line up your 0 a bit like this, so that it lines up with A, and whatever point B is going to be your answer, and making sure you keep it in centimeters. So the mark scheme gives you a little bit of leeway, but try and be as accurate as possible. So the answer to part A is 4.5 centimeters. And then similarly, for your protractor, for part B, you're going to want to put it so that your 0 line goes like this. So this is my protractor, basically. And you're going to follow onto your protractor just here to see what the angle is for X. And again, you get a little bit of leeway, but you can use some common sense with it as well, because you can see it's slightly bigger than 90 degrees. So if you've come out with an answer of 70, 80 degrees, you've probably done it wrong. So the answer is 110, but it accepts 108 to 112. Question 7. Miles writes down the distance readings from his car at the start and end of a journey. Miles knows that the cost of petrol for this journey is 13p per mile. Work out the total cost of the petrol used for this journey. Give your answer in pounds. So we need to first do 12845 miles minus 12468 miles. I'll put that in my calculator. And I get 377 miles. And we know it is 13 pence per mile. So we'll do that on my calculator, and we get 4,901 pence. But the question wants this in pounds, which is going to be 49 pounds and a penny. Question number 8. Safia wants to hire a van. She uses this rule to work out the cost of hiring a van for a number of days. Cost equals £45 times number of days. Safia is going to hire the van for 7 days. Work out the cost. So we just need to do £45 times 7, which again I'll do on my calculator, is £315. Question number 9. The table shows information about the number of students who arrive late at school each day 1 week. On the grid, draw a bar chart for this information. So there's no labels, so what we're going to do is, oops, not that. What we're going to do is label the bottom A and the side number of students, and then we're going to say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, making sure our bars won't be touching each other, and we're going to just need to go up to 10. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. So what have we got for Monday? So Monday is 9. Tuesday is 10. Apologies for my terrible drawing on this thing, but you get the idea. Wednesday is 8, Thursday is 6. You'll have a ruler in the exam, so use that to make your bars a lot straighter than what I am doing. There we go, and that's our bar chart. Question 10. Here is part of a bus timetable between Wigan and Bolton. How many minutes should the 7:20 bus take to go from Wigan to Lowestoft? So 7:20 bus is this one here. So we're going from Wigan to Lowestoft. So it is from 0809. It will be when it arrives, and 7:20 is when it left. So that's going to be 49 minutes. 60 minutes in an hour. Alison goes from Blackrod to Bolton by bus. One day Alison leaves her house at 8. She takes 7 minutes to walk to the bus stop in Blackrod. She takes 15 minutes to walk from the bus stop in Bolton to work. She needs to be at work for 9:20. Will Alison get to work for 9:20? So if she leaves her house at 8 and it takes her 7 minutes to walk to the bus, she needs to be at the bus stop she needs to get on a bus after 8:07 from Blackrod. So it's going to be this 8:09 bus that she's going to need to catch. And then that gets to Bolton at 8:58, and it takes her 15 minutes to walk. So she will arrive at 9:13. So in my answer, they want me to show what I'm doing, so I will just write what I just said, basically. Alison will arrive at bus stop 0807, so must get 0809 bus. This arrives in Bolton at, was it 8:58? 8:58. Then 15 minutes to walk. So she arrives at work at 09:13. She will be 7 minutes early for work. Question 11. 214 people go on a school trip. The people on the trip are either adults or children. There are 14 adults on the trip. 35% of the children on the trip are wearing a hat. Find the number of children on the trip who are not wearing a hat. So, 214 on trip, 14 adults. So that would leave 200 children. 35% wearing hat would be 70 children. So 130 not wearing hats. Question 12. Work out 5/8 of 132. So all we would need to do is 132 divided by 8, which I'll do on my calculator, 16.5, and then 16.5 times 5, 82.5. Part B. Write the following fractions in order of size. Start with the smallest fraction. So they've all got different denominators, so let's make them all the same denominator. And let's make them all 64. So this is going to be the same as multiplying the top and the bottom by 8. So 24 over 64. This one will be the top and the bottom by 2, will be 18 over 64. This one by 16. 16 over 64, and this one is just left as it is. So the smallest fraction is going to be this one, 1/4, followed by this one, 9 over 32, followed by this one, 21 over 64, followed by this one, 3 over 8. Question 13. A shop has 2 different special offers on milk. Which offer gives the best value for money? You must show how you get your answer. So both of these milks have got offers on. So if we look at the 2-pint offer, that is pay for 2 bottles, get 3 bottles free. Pay for 2 bottles, get 1 bottle free. So pay for 2, get 1 free. So it'll be £1.50 for 3 bottles, £1.50 for 6 pints, therefore 25p per pint. And then the 4-pint offer is pay for 1, get 1 half price. So what it's going to be is £1.28 plus 64p, which is going to be, I'll just put this in my calculator, £1.92, as that is the full price of one and half price of the second one. And that's going to be £1.92 for 8 pints. Therefore, if I do £1.92 divided by 8 on my calculator, it is 24p per pint. And the question is, which offer gives you better value for money? The 4-pint offer gives better value for money, as each pint is cheaper. Question 14. Simplify 4c plus 7d plus 3c plus minus d. That is just going to simply be the c's go together and the d's go together, so 7c plus 6d. Part B. solve 5 lots of 2m minus 6 equals 40. So we'll expand out the bracket here. 5 times 2m is 10m. 5 times 6 is 30. We'll add 30 to both sides here, and we'll get 10m equals 70, which gives us m equals 7. There are X sweets in a box. There are Y sweets in a packet. Write an expression in terms of X and Y for the total number of sweets in 3 boxes and 2 packets. So we have 3 lots of boxes, which is going to be 3X. And we have 2 lots of packets, which is just 2Y. Question 15. Hetvi asked her friends how many stickers they each have in their collection. Here are her results. Show this information in a stem and leaf diagram. So, we'll start with our key. The lowest number we have up here, it looks like, is 71. So, we will put the 7 for the 10s here. 8, 9, 10. And our key is going to be 7-1 equals 71. Excuse me. So, we're going to have 71, which is that. We have another 71, which is that. We have a 72, no. 73, no. 74 we do. And a 75 we do. 76, no. 77. And that's all the 70s. 80s, what is our lowest 80? We have 82. 83, no. 84. 85, we do have 85. 86. 87. 88. And 89. And then 90s, we have 91. We have 94. 97. And 98. And hundreds, we have 103. Part B, find the median number of stickers. So how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. We've got 17. I'll just cross this off. We've got 17 numbers. 17 numbers. So median will be the 9th number, as then you'll have 8 on both sides. So it'll be the middle number. So we have our 9th number will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So our answer is 86. Moving on. Question 16. Water flows through each of the pipes that fills a lake at the same rate. It takes 4 of the pipes 12 hours to fill the lake. Work out how many hours it would take 6 pipes to fill 1/4 of the lake. So, 4 pipes take 12 hours. Therefore, 1 pipe would take 4 times that length of time. So 48 hours. Therefore, 6 pipes would take 48 divided by 6 hours, which is 8 hours. So 6 pipes for 1/4 of the lake is 8 hours divided by 4, which is 2. Question 17. The table shows information about the heights of 80 teenagers. Work out an estimate for the mean height of the teenagers. So, what we're going to need to do here is take the midpoint of each of these heights and multiply them by the frequency, as we only need an estimate. Add them all up and then divide by 80 to get the mean average. So we're going to say this is 155 times 8, 165 times 14, 175 times 24, 185 times 30, and 195 times 4. I'll do each of these on my calculator. 155 times 8 is 1240. 165 times 14 is 2310. 175 times 24 is 4200. 185 times 30 is 5550. And 195 times 4 is 780. Now we'll add them all up. And we will then divide by 80. Again, I'll do this on my calculator. 1240 plus 2310 plus 4200 plus 5550 plus 780 is 14080 divided by 80, which is 176. Question 18. The scatter graph shows information about the amount of rainfall in millimeters and the number of hours of sunshine for each of 10 English towns on the same day. One of the points is an outlier. Write down the coordinates of this point. Well, clearly this point over here is the outlier, as it doesn't follow the trend of everything else. So the coordinates of that point are just 2 on the x-axis and 1 on the y-axis. Part B. Ignoring the outlier, describe the relationship between the amount of rainfall and the number of hours of sunshine. Well, as the number of hours of sunshine are going up, the rainfall is going down. As you can see, we have like rainfall of almost 2 millimeters when the sunshine is high and 6 millimeters when sunshine is low. So all we need to say is as the number of hours of sunshine increases, the amount of rainfall decreases. And part C, on the same day in another English town there were 7 hours of sunshine. Using the scatter graph, estimate the amount of rainfall in the town in this day. So we'll draw a line of best fit, ignoring the outlier, of course. So let's just go with this, roughly that. And they said that it had 7 hours of sunshine. So we'll put a 7 here, be about here. Only an estimate anyway. Each square is going to be 0.2, so that's going to be 3 there, so that is going to be 3.4. We're going to go for in millimeters. 3.4. Question 19. The front elevation and the plan of a solid are shown on the grid. On the grid, draw the side elevation of the solid form from the direction of the arrow. Okay, so we'll start by drawing this bit, because this bit is sticking out the most if you think of this as a 3D image flipped on its side. So I'll start it down here. Since we have the plan, we know that like this point here is going to be essentially that point there. So we know it's going to be 3 along. So let's start with that. Another horrible drawing coming out of me. So there's your first bit. Then we know that we're going to need to increase the height up to a height of 3, like this. And then I'll just move this up slightly. We're going to need to increase the height again up to a height of 5. And as you can see, the plan stays consistent with a width of 3 the whole time. So as long as we get up to a height of 5, I think we're okay. Question 20. Here are the first 5 terms of an arithmetic sequence. Find an expression in terms of n for the nth term of this sequence. So I'll firstly check the distance between these numbers. It's 6, it's 6, it's 6, which means our sequence is going to start with 6n. And then all we need to do here is input n as 1 to work out what we're adding to it. So essentially we need to work out the sequence in the form of an plus b. Now we've worked out that a is 6 because 6 is being added on each time. They need to work out b. So let n equal 1, 6 times 1, plus b. Let's just make this a little bit nicer. 6 times 1 plus b equals 7. So 6 plus b equals 7. So b equals 1. Therefore, I'm suggesting our sequence is 6n plus 1. I'll test n equals 2. So 6 lots of 2 plus 1, 12 plus 1 equals 13, which works. So our sequence is 6n plus 1. The nth term of a different sequence is 8 minus 6n. Is minus 58 a term of this sequence? You must show how you get your answer. So 8 minus 6n equals minus 58 if it's a term in the sequence. So minus 6n would equal minus 66. Flip the minus signs, so we've got 6n equals 66. N would equal 11. So as n is a whole number, minus 58 is in the sequence as the 11th term. So question 21. The diagram shows a plan of Jason's garden. We've got 2 rectangles, a right-angled triangle, and a sector of a circle with the middle angle 90 degrees, so a quarter of a circle. Jason is going to cover his garden with grass seed. Each bag of grass seed covers 14 meters squared of garden. Each bag of grass seed costs £10.95. Work out how much it will cost Jason to buy all the bags of grass seed that he needs. So we're going to need to work out the area of each of these 4 shapes and add them together. So we'll start with the 2 rectangles as they are easier. So this is just going to be 9 times 7, 63 meters squared. This one here is going to be 7 times 11, which is 77 meters squared. This one here is going to be the length of OC, which we know is the same length as AB, is 11, multiplied by the length of OD, which is the same as FE, which is 9, divided by 2. So I'll do that on my calculator. 49.5. Then the circle is going to be area is going to be pi times the radius squared divided by 4, as it's a quarter of a circle. And the radius is going to be the length OF or OA, which are the same, which are 7. So 7 squared, which is going to be 49 pi over 4, which is approximately 38.5 meters squared. So let's put all these together. Total area equals 77 plus 63 plus 38.5 plus 49.5, which comes to 228. So 228 divided by 14 equals 16.3 bags. Therefore, Jason needs 17 bags, as he can't get 0.3 of a bag. And they are £10.95 each. So 17 times £10.95 is the cost, which equals £186.15. Good 5-mark question, that. Question 22. Work out the value of x. Give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. So, what we're going to have here is, this is the hypotenuse, this is our angle here, this 53, so this is the opposite side to the angle, and the x side is our adjacent side. Therefore, we're going to need to acknowledge that we have the adjacent and the hypotenuse, which means we're going to need cosine as our trigonometric function. So cos 53 equals adjacent over hypotenuse, which equals x over 14.5. So therefore, if we put x on its own and times both sides by 14.5, we have x equals 14.5 multiplied by cos 53. And we want the answer to 3 significant figures, so I'll put that in my calculator. And I get 8.73. Question 23. Ella invests £7,000 for 2 years in an account paying compound interest. In the first year, the rate of interest is 3%. In the second year, the rate of interest is 1.5%. Work out the value of Ella's investment at the end of the 2 years. So, look at the first year. It's going to be £7,000 times 1 plus 3%, which is the same as saying 7,000 times 1.03. Put that in my calculator. 7,210. I'll just put here first year. And then second year, in a similar way, the interest rate has now changed to 1.5%. So I just need to times our new total figure by that, and we get 7,318.15 on my calculator. Question 24. Here is the graph of y equals x squared minus 6x plus 4. Write down the y-intercept of the graph of y equals x squared minus 6x plus 4. So the y-intercept is just where it crosses the y-axis, so it's just here. So our answer is going to be just 4. Part B. Write down the coordinates of the turning point of the graph, which is going to be just here. The point where it starts going the other way. So that's just going to be 3. That's going to be minus 5. Just reading across the graph. Use the graph to find estimates for the roots of x squared minus 6x plus 4 equals 0. So that is suggesting y equals 0. So the points where y equals 0, just here and here. Each square is 0.1. So this is going to be roughly 0.8 on the left and roughly 5.2 on the right. So 0.8 and 5.2. Question 25. Find the value of the reciprocal of 0.8. So 0.8 is 8 over 10. Therefore, the reciprocal is 10 over 8, which is 5 over 4. But since the question is in decimals, I'm going to change 5 over 4 into a decimal, which I've just done on my calculator, which I've done 5 divided by 4 is 1.25. X equals 4,700 correct to 2 significant figures. Complete the error interval for X. All that means is what figures could X be that are rounded to 4,700 to 2 significant figures. So we're just going to have 4,650 rounds up and 4,749 rounds down. But if we look at the answer, they have given us X is less than and X is greater than or equal to. So we do not want 4749, we want 4750 because it's not including 4750. And then the other one, we can use 4650, absolutely fine. And we'll move on to the final question, question 26. The population of a town increased by 9% between 2018 and 2019. The population in 2019 was 165,680. Calculate the population in 2018. So X, which we'll call the population in 2018, multiplied by 1 plus 9% equals 165,680, which is the population in 2019, which is the same as saying X times 1.09 equals that. So I'm going to do on my calculator 165,680 divided by 1.09, and I get 152,000. So as always, thank you for watching. Hopefully that was helpful. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments, and we'll see you next time.